I am Luciano Ruas of the Brazilian Accent in Improvisation, and today I'm gonna continue something I had approached yesterday. I started talking about the use of the melodic rhythm, and at the end of the live, I started talking about the how to modernize, applying different scales. And today I'm gonna talk just about this. I'm gonna take the same theme of yesterday and apply some changes, some scale changes that make the sound interesting and modern. All right. It's common in my lives to talk about the traditional language, to use diatonic scales, because it's the main material, main resource, melodical resource we use in Brazilian music. But in this, we have a lot of new composers, and we have also musicians trying to create new possibilities with Brazilian music. Then I'm gonna show you some appliance of these different scales in this context I was using yesterday. I was telling about, for who didn't see my live yesterday, I was talking about the theme Feira de Mangaio. Is that? So it goes. The first part I would like to show you, it's the use of the 251 of A minor. We have C half diminished, E7, and A minor. And the common scales we're going to use, it's the Locrian scale for B diminished, the harmonic scale for the 50th grade harmonic scale for E7, and some of the minor scales to A minor, maybe also the harmonic also. And just improvising in this progression, the first thing I would do is to change the scale of the dominant chord. Okay, so I'm gonna use first the altered scale. If you have doubts about scales, I can make a live explaining to you. For who doesn't know, the harmonic minor scale 1, half tone above the fundamental gets you're gonna find the altered scale. So let's see the difference. we have also besides the scale, the altered scale, we have triads we can find inside the triads. We're gonna be the triad of the tritone and one tone up. Right, then we already have gotten a sound, interesting sound for E7. Then we can also change the other sounds of the 2/5. In the B half diminished, we can use the major 9. And in the A minor, we can use not getting out of the chord, but we can explore the 6th and the major 7th. And when we stopping these notes, the sound's gonna be more modern also. Note that it sounds more modern for people that are out of that are not musicians. Sometimes it's gonna sound strange. Or for traditional musicians, if you play this for a forró, a forró player, he's gonna think it's something strange or something wrong. All right. You have to play this in the environment of musicians that think in a modern way. All right. What else we can do in this progression? We can explore the triads of the other chords. Okay. And in B half diminished, we could use the triad of G and A. In the A minor, we can use the triad of B minor and also C augmented. Or D major and E major also. Also, one thing we can do to sound more modern, it's to end phrases in the tensions also. For example, I can do also the rhythm, that can be another rhythmic resource to do more modern melodies. But today we are going to talk more about the notes, okay? Besides these options, we can also use another scales of the seventh chord. Then I'm gonna show a little of the dom-dim scale, that dominant diminished scale, and the difference between the stronger difference between the altered scale and the dom-dim scale is the use of the major 13th, okay? I'm using. Let's see the triads also of the dom-dim scale: D flat major, B flat major, G major, and E flat. We can just improvise in a little. If you are playing alone, or you are playing with a bassist or some well prepared musicians that have a prepared hearing, they can change some qualities of chords also, and you can transform, for example, the B diminished in B7. And we can use both scales, the altered scale and the dom-dim scale also. And if you want to sound in dom-dim, valorize the major 13th with the 9th and both 9ths, flat 9th and sharp 9th. Let me do it slow and explore more of this progression. can also use the hexatonic scales also. No. Now that I'm playing alone, sometimes I change back to the half diminished also. Then when you're playing with a solo, for example, you can change, and for example in the case of the piano, you can change just the chord you are playing. If you're playing just with a bassist, you can sometimes change the scale without no problem. And if you are playing with some harmonic instrument, you have to be careful if the people is playing the harmony is changing or is hearing, because sometimes you change and he can't discover the time you are going to do this change, but next changes he is gonna be prepared for your new intentions. So I think it's important to realize the musician you are playing with. And I have to remind you that it's important when you're playing with traditional musicians to play the scales of the tone, okay? Be careful, don't play so much modern, because they aren't going to understand. Next step, I'm going to the chorus of the song, or the B part. And this part, it's we have A7, D minor, G7, C major, F major, B half diminished, and the E7. We have some dominant chords and other minor chords. I'll give you two options of working on that. The first one is respecting the chords that are proposed by the composer, alright, and changing the scales, alright. Let's put a metronome. I'm gonna study with using the altered scales in the dominant chords. And D minor, in G7 also okay, C major also, F major, no problem, B half diminished, just little modernization in the dominant chords. So I took the metronome in a slow tempo and tried to apply the scales to the altered scales to the parts, to the dominant chords. One more time. I'm sorry. And when I'm studying, new ideas always arrive also. For example, in the G7, I tried to use the dominant Lydian scale also. Sometimes we stay out of focus because the ear speaks higher, and we do what the ear is asking you to do. Okay. Let me use the dom-dim scale, the dominant diminished scale. Let's use the down-dim scale. I'm searching for the triads of each dominant chord to use the chords of the dominant diminished scale. And I'm going to use now the hexatonic scales also of these chords. so now we had the different possibilities of using the dominant scales, using altered scales, using dom-dim scales, and using the hexatonic scales. All right. Another possibility I think is very interesting. This harmony, if you realize, A7 to D minor, G7 to C major, F7, F major 7 to B diminished. So before the B diminished, we have fifth motion in the harmony, and we can interpret to sound more modern. We can interpret all the dominant chords like they be all the chords, different chords, major, minor, and dominant, as dominants. We can create A7 going to D7 to G7. I'm putting the sharp 9 in all of them, to use the altered scale, or to use the dom-dim scale. And so the sound is gonna be more dissonant and sound more modern. Let's do it slowly, and I'm gonna I'm gonna try to make phrases in a better quality. Don't use the metronome and sometimes going out of the tempo. I'm going to use first the altered scale. So this it's not comfortable to me now because I have just played this theme in normal conditions, but if I apply more, let's take more time in all chords. And so we go to the D7. And so we study A to play the A chord, so we are modernizing all the phrases. All right, after that we're going to G, and after that C, and I went to C, and we go modernizing the sounds. It sounds dissonant. It's a different way to play, but we are trying to use the rhythms typical of the melodies, Brazilian melodies. For example, look, that's they had a aggressive sound, I could say, and even you can do the same job, the same work with the Dom Dim scale. And so you are, I can use also, I'm sorry, the hexatonic scales. And so you can mixture all the sounds. You can start. One thing interesting to do, it's changing gradually the how these scales sound dissonant and diatonic. For example, I could do an improvise. I mixture with careful these different sounds, and the song is starting to sound more dissonant in terms of improvisation. You can go. We can think when we are using the diatonic scales that we are very clear in the tonality, and when we start using different notes, more dissonant intervals, we are going to the dark side, sounding more, making the contrast between the clear diatonic and the dark, the altered scales and another scales. I reminded one other chord I didn't talk about. It's the major chord. That is C major 7 in the song. We can think in C major with raising the fifth, augmented major 7. So and we have two of these chords, major chords, C and F. So you have these both two options in major chords that sound the major augmented, okay? Or you can think also in the legion chord. And all dominants can be legion also. Let's play this option. I'm using the triad. I'm giving a sensation of polytonality. Okay. Sometimes sounds more out of tonality also. So let me try to make one of these mixtures. Another idea you can use, it's many people says about the motion of a solo, of an entire solo. When you start a few notes, and gradually you can grow to playing more notes, more virtuos. In the climax of the solo, play more notes with higher intensity, and we can use this intensity, this growing intensity, through the level of the notes. Also, you can gradually grow to use more dissonant notes, more possibilities of the chord. When you start the solo, you can start just using the diatonic notes, depending on what are the persons that are playing with you. Sometimes they play all dissonant. Then you can imagine these sounds and apply on your improvise. And there are many possibilities of thinking this as a resource, or the standard sound that you play. All right. So I think it's that. If you have more doubts, if you want to see more appliance, if you want to see more steps behind how did I get here, we can say, just write in the comments. I'll be pleasure in answering you. For today it's that. Thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow with more of the Brazilian accent improvisation. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.